iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, to the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series for red light racing. Right here at one of the most famous road courses in all of America. The Road America Speedway, located in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. That's right, we're in Wisconsin. Not many racetracks up here in Wisconsin, but this is one of the most famous ones that anybody heard of. Yeah, you hear of Daytona, Watkins Glen, Sonoma, Sebring. Those may come, well, as no surprise as some of the most pristine racetracks, but this one is one of the hidden gems, that is for sure, and if you know it, that's why it makes it so great. But here tonight, these drivers are tackling their one and only road course of the season, and I'm looking at it, it's right around 25 drivers have made the way here as they're currently in their qualifying session. This track, though, tonight we talked about it. It's a 4-mile track. This track boasts 14 turns. The all-time record fastest lap was set back in 1998 by a kart machine. We're not going to come close to the 1 minute and 41 second lap time. Everybody right around that 2:15, averaging right into there into about the 2:20 marker. We're going to see how tires really play out here tonight. It's going to be a long race for these drivers, that is for sure. 30 laps may not look like a lot when you look at the total lap count, but put that times the 4-mile track, 14 turns. That is a long way to go for these drivers. Let's get down. It's time to get down and dirty here tonight as your starting grid is starting to make their way trackside now. Let's go down and get your starting lineup brought to us by our friends over at SimBox. Tonight, if you had a SimBox on your sim rig, you'd be able to dial in a little more brake bias to the rear, to the front, wherever you needed it. But make sure to check out our friends over at SimBox on Facebook.com at SimBoxPC. Your starting lineup looks like this. Driving the number 24, he'll start pole. He had quick time also in our practice session. That's Zach Mitchell. Starting back there into P number 2. Driving from north of the border here tonight, the number 42 of Max Terriol. Back in third is the number 64 of Jason Wells, while James Skelton will snag the 4th spot. Michael Trevorthan will get 5th here tonight on the call to start this race, and Randall Donnie. And the Turbo Dork Radical Paints number 98, he'll start 6th. Jeffrey Souza, car number 4, will go 7th. 8th will go to the number 6 of Chris Hammett, while the Full Throttle Racing Adventure in Pixel 01 of Richard Murdoch will go back into the 9th starting position here tonight. And back there into 10th, driving car number 11 out of Ayer, Massachusetts, that's Sean Single. Brian Bianchi in the Culpeppers Bakery Cafe number 14 will go from the 11th starting position here tonight, while Tim Blum back here tonight, he'll start in the 12th position. 13th spot with his best qualifying effort of the year, driving the 184. That's Kevin O'Brien from down under at Australia. They run a lot of road courses down there. Philly Edwards piloting the number 73 tonight. He'll start into the 14th spot, while DJ Anderson in car number 51 will go 15th. 16th will go to the Bragg Motorsports entry of Dave Bragg. He got his sim rig fixed back up, so he gets the 31. 16th. 17th, the number 62 of Ethan Troutman. Joe Schranel back there in car number 43 will go 18th here tonight, while Brandon Feeney will start the 38 and 19th. Starting into the 20th position here tonight, the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes entry. That's Joshua Buckley rolling from 20th, 21st to Bob Higgins. In the checkered flag auto supply number 30. Starting back to the 22nd spot, that's going to be car number 40. That's Rob Higgins. 23rd then will be Bruce Potter, Dalton Williamson. That's your starting lineup here tonight. As we're ready, you see them all coming in here. Right here is where they're going to fire these machines off here tonight. It's the last time we will see the iRacing.com safety car, because we got 30 laps and we are green here at the Road America Raceway. Storming into turn number 1, a great start by the 42 of Max Ariel. Look at everybody trying to stay on track here through turns 1. One car off, that's the 11 of Sean Single. Single will go down into the kitty litter down here in turn number 1. He'll get the ship righted, but he's going to lose a lot of ground here to the rest of the field. Max Terriel is your race leader as they come down the middle of the back straightaway here. It's a Moraine sweep. Everybody charging down to turn number 5 here, the left-hander. About a 90-degree left-hand turn. Everybody giving a lot of room there. You saw Richard Murdoch down to the inside. One driver sideways. That's the 59. Bruce Potter going to get a little help from Tony Strano. There comes Sean Single. One other car off the speedway there. That's Kevin O'Brien. He'll make his way back onto the racetrack. Everybody scattered all over the raceway. Rob Higgins having a little problem here on the opening lap of this one. Jeffrey Souza going to make a pass there for that 9th position. Race leader, though, is still going to be Max Terriel out front here. Brian Bianchi trying to get all over the back end of Classics Hot Sauce number 10. A lot of corners here, 14 corners to be exact. We do have a track map here tonight. One driver has taken the tow back to pit road. That was the 59 of Bruce Potter. Tim Blum outside there, so is Souza. They are down here right now coming into Canada corner. That's corner number 12. So we got 12, 13, and 14, and then back to the start-finish line as Max Terriot already coming through turn number 13 here tonight on his opening lap. He's opened up a 1-second deficit over Zach Mitchell as he comes out of turn number 14. He'll climb the hill to the start-finish line, and he'll look to complete the first lap of the evening. So the first lap here out of the 30 laps will go to car number 42. He loves to road course race, so does Zach Mitchell. Billy Edwards racing that body armor number 62 up the hill. So there you see Troutman to the left-hand side, and now he's on the right-hand side as the camera crew switches it up on us. Down here into turn number 1, it's all about braking, and Philly Edwards, he's going to back that one up way early down into turn number 1. One car off the speedway. That is going to be the Liquid Molly K1 Graphics entry of Brandon Feeney. So Feeney will right the ship. He told me tonight he's going for the most off-tracks, and if you can count how many off-tracks he has and get it right, he said he's going to send you a sticker. Just what he said. I'll give you a hint, race fans. It's going to be more than 2. He's already been off the track twice. Smooth like silk out front, though, for the 42. Dave Bragg, though, on the other hand, losing the spot there to Chris Hammett. That'll put his Jiffy Lube entry back there. with Joe Strano. Of course, Joe Strano living not too far from the raceway here in the real world side of things. What a night it would be for Joe Strano if he was able to work his way up through the field. Josh Buckley off the speedway in his brand new paint scheme. So Josh Buckley in that checkered flag auto supply Simbox entry. Had picked up a couple spots in the early going, but now he's back to running into the 19th position with car number 13. Still a long, long, long way to go. We've only knocked one lap off the board here already. Max out front, he'll have one more corner, and he'll complete lap number 2 tonight. Nice and easy for the Canadian. Across the line he comes. The deficit's still 1 second from first to second. Then Wells is back there, sitting about 2.5 back. Michael Trevarthen sitting about, closer to the 4.5 marker. Skelton's back there rounding down the top 5. Currently, he is sitting a cool 5.5 and climbing back in 5th. That number 11 machine still trying to claw his way back in. That's the Care Bear entry number 11 of Sean Single. One driver getting ready to come back out onto the raceway. That's the number 59 of Bruce Potter. So Sean Single had fallen back to about, the 20th spot or so. He's now climbed back up into 15th with the Care Bear entry. Shanika giving it all she's got. Last couple sections here. That number 24. Driver out of Minnesota has worked his way. Well, he kept it right there, and that time by through that section, it does look like the number 42 of Max Terrell opened it up just a little bit. Was down to about 0.7 of a second, but now it's almost back up to a full second deficit between him and the race leader. See that DuPont Flame number 24 did have the fastest time in our practice session and did qualify up front. Bruce Potter still having a couple problems here tonight. Bruce winning back at Talladega, picking up his second career win. Currently right now having some difficulties here with the right-hand corners. See the flames coming out the exhaust on that Ford Mustang out front for Max Terrio. Really, really setting a blistering pace already here. Jason Wells just being very calm and cool back here, not really having too many issues. He has yet to make an off-track excursion in the Alienware number 64. But you know who has? Big problems back here. The number 6 and the 43. So that's going to be Hammett and Joe Strano having some problems. What happened to Chris and Joe? You see the 6. Hammett goes down there. He wheel hops. He loops it around. And here comes the 43. Joe Strano just overshoots the corner. He goes out into the kitty litter. Did right the ship. No harm, no foul. Just lost a couple spots. There you see that number 6 machine. Richard Murdoch kind of sitting all by himself right now. He is sitting 3.5 seconds back behind Reinald Donnie and 5 seconds ahead of Tim Blum. There you see the Classics Hot Sauce number 10 of Tim Blum. Tim Blum, of course, picking up last week's win at the Richmond Raceway. Playing the best strategy of the night, so he has to run the rest of the season out here, the regular season, to get himself qualified for the playoffs. Playoffs? That's right, the playoffs just 3 races from now away. That's if you take this one already out of the realm. We have Kentucky, Milwaukee, and Bristol Dirt yet. Talk about a curveball. That's coming up. So Tim Blum's got to continue to set some good races here and complete that 50% of the regular season schedule. Chris Hammett still continuing to very much struggle here on lap number 3-4 for him. Dave Bragg has now caught him. Bragg, of course, did, I believe I heard through the grapevine, broke a steering wheel, his virtual one, and had to get a replacement. Missed last Thursday's modified series race, but he's here on Monday night to go left and right. Coming down here into what is Canada Corner, turn number 12 of the raceway. Closes in a lot that time there in turn 12 on the number 6 of Chris Hammett. Not close enough to really try to outbrake him. Look at him work that wheel there as we watch him. This is turn number 14. Up the front straightaway we're going to come. You heard him break traction there. He had to lift, counter steer. A lot of RPMs as you climb the hill, and then hard onto the brakes. Downshifting 3, 2, down into second gear here. Oh, he caught a little piece of the rumble strip there. So he caught a little bit of the rumble strip, and look how much time he lost on Chris Hammett, especially on that front straightaway. It's just so long. Did you know that nothing's changed out front other than the deficit between the race leaders? That's because that number 24 has caught the 42. Zach Mitchell laying down some very fast lap times. Half a second actually faster last time by for Zach Mitchell. Driver who's picked up the most spots here in the early goings. That is car number 3, Tony Strano. He's been able to pick up 8 spots here tonight. He's currently running into the 16th position with the Victory Junction Gang number 3. We'll see how he fares here tonight. Looks like something happened to Joe Strano. He's down on pit road right now. Tony's brother, so unfortunately for Joe, he's on pit road. We'll see if he can carry on here tonight. Where is all the racing action? Well, your closest drivers that are out there, other than your race leaders, well, that would be these drivers back here, the number 4 and the 51. That's DJ Anderson in the 51. That pink and yellow Fox Supra, the Fox Racing Supra entry, and the Souza Media number 4. You see that the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza, though, has been off the raceway with very hard impact there onto the left-hand side, the driver's side of that car. That will hurt him aerodynamically here tonight at the Road America Raceway. Very long straightaways, and it really relies on the side force of these cars down in especially turn number 1 there, as you saw him go down into the corner, because all that air packs onto the left-hand side of that car, and well, with how wrinkled up it is, he doesn't get the same side force that he's expecting every time down into the corner. A little bit of a slip that time for DJ Anderson. He's able to catch up and hold on to it, though. Brian Bianchi trying to get around the Genesee entry. It's Philly Edwards. 12-horse ale tonight here, brought to you by Genesee Beer. Never had it, never heard of it, but Philly Edwards, he said this season as he goes off course, his whole goal this season is to run a Genesee Cream Ale-inspired paint scheme all season long here on Monday. He's been able to do it so far this season. He's been throwing out some good ones, and now it's the 12-horse ale. Never heard of it. I found Genesee beer one time in the cooler here in Pennsylvania. It was the only case, and it looked like it was there for a very, very long time. So we left it there for the next guy. Max Theriot back out front. It's where he's been since we went green flag racing. He did have to get around that number 24. He did that by turn number 1. And then he started to really set sail here. Zach Mitchell back there in P number 2. He's back to running about, call it a 1 second back. As they come up the hill here once again to the start-finish line. Max will lead another one. It'll be just 24 laps to go on a 4-mile track. That's a lot of racing. It's about 96 miles still left to go here tonight. Want to talk about having a super long race for these drivers. Just got to stay cool and calm. No reason to force the envelope here tonight for any of these drivers. And if you're a Sean Single fan, well, there he is. He's back up to running 11. Started in the 10th spot, turn number 1. Went out into the kitty litter to play. Put himself behind the 8 ball. DJ Anderson out into the grass. It's a whole new level of driving through the grass. That was probably a good mile that he had. Mile of racing in the grass there. One driver to pit road. That's the number 13 of Joshua Buckley. It looks like his checkered flag auto supply has been stuffed into a guardrail. He'll come down. He'll put tires on it here and come back out. Still about 0.7 of a second gap back there to Zach Mitchell, and then it's opened up to what looks to be about a 4.8 second lap back to Wells. Trevarthen sitting back there about 4 car lengths back behind him. Then it's going to be James Skelton. They're kind of all running together. Ryan O'Donnell would be the next car that would be in line, but he's well back here, about almost 15 seconds behind the race leader. Sitting at about 9 seconds back behind James Skelton. Ryan O'Donnell, one of those drivers that actually road course races on a weekly schedule. I believe he runs a series on Wednesdays. It's either Tuesdays or Wednesdays he goes full-time road racing for the first time this, we're calling it in his iRacing career that he's ever dabbled into a league race of just road racers. They did have a mini road racing series here with Red Light Racing Series. Lonnie really liked that one. Unfortunately, didn't stick around for very long. But he always loves them. I think the one time I did host a race at a road course, and I actually think Ryan did show up. I think it was the only time Ryan came out to have some fun runs with a lot of us. A lot of us here behind the scenes at Turn 3. We do like to slap on the old steering wheel and go out there and race, and Ryan did show up, I think, one time. Maybe we can get him out in some dirt cars. You know us here on the network. We love our dirt cars here on Turn 3. Wonder how the dirt cars would do here at Road America. Crazy thoughts, I know, race fans. Just like Tony Strano going out there. Kevin O'Brien's going to pick up that spot from him. Tony Strano still the biggest mover of the race. He's going to lose one. He was up at 1.10 spots, and then he was 9, and now he's to 8. Bruce Potter has called it an evening here tonight at the Road America Raceway. So he will get credited with what looks like a 24th place finish. Dalton Williamson, in practice, he said, absolutely, I'm done with this stuff. He called it a night. The only driver that has not called it a night so far up front, that's Max Terriot. He's saying, boys, I like this. Coming to complete another one out front. That'll be the 7th lap led here. That's right, we're only 7 laps in. I told you, race fans, this is an endurance. This is going to be the longest race of the season. As Wells looks like he's going to move over. He's going to let the Flowertown Animal Hospital of James Skelton come on rolling by. Skelton will pick up the 4th spot. A couple drivers coming to pit road here, though. That's Richard Murdoch, Tim Blum, all coming here with 22 laps to go. The Adventure in Pixels veteran-owned machine coming to pit road. Josh Buckley looks like he will come back out onto the raceway now. There you see the number 13. Tim Blum coming in there. He's been into the wall. You see the fender on the left side crinkled up. Souza's got somebody knocking on the heels, and that's the number 11. He's passed. I know it doesn't say in the scorebook that he's passed the most cars, but I can tell you that the number 11 of Sean Single has passed the most cars. It's only showing him +2 tonight. But remember, he had to go all the way back to right around the 20th position and start to work his way back through the field. Now finally back inside the top 10 and looking for more as he's all over the back end of that Ford Mustang, that Souza Media entry. There you see Ethan Troutman. He's back there running in 9th. He's actually picked up 8 spots. And that's what it looks like from Jeffrey Souza. Both those Mustangs back there trailing him. Oh, Sean Single, hang on to her, Drift King. He hangs on to it, but boy, does he lose a lot of ground. He just gave back the spot that he had to Ethan Troutman as he was all over the back end of the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. Race leader coming to pit road, and right here comes the follow. That will be the number 24 of Mitchell. So does Trevarthen, so does Skelton. Wells is going to stay out and see if he can drag race the 42 across the line at the stripe. It will be Jason Wells being credited with leading that lap as your top 4 drivers come in. Wells stays out here. There you see the Alienware number 64. He'll come down into turn 1, make that right-hand corner. Then he'll point himself to turn number 2. Another right-hand corner before we head down towards turn number 3. And then some people call this the middle stretch. Some people call this the Moraine sweep. A little bit of a sweeping right-hander before we hit turn number 5. See that green car come into the picture. There he is. Pit road's very busy right now. DJ Anderson and a slew of other drivers have made their way, but that's turn 5. Turn 6 uphill into a left-hander underneath the Corvette bridge here at Road America. Then he'll be looking for turn number 7. A quick little right-hand stab off the gas onto the brake and then right back into it. Coming downhill here. Hurry Downs. Turn 9. Into the carousel with turn 10 before the kink. Then only a couple more corners. A very slow carousel there. There's the 64. The kink down into the bottoms. And then it'll be Canada corner. And then 13 and 14 for the final time. I expect to see the number 64 coming to pit road. It sounds like he was actually cutting it off there to slowly come down here into Canada corner. And then he will get right back onto it. 25 seconds is the deficit right now, and that is very fast coming down by Max Terriel. Final corner here. We do expect to see the 64 peel off for pit road. One of the only drivers that has yet to come to pit road here tonight is that 64. There you see him. He will head to pit road. So that'll mean things will turn right back over to the top of the boards where the number 42 was, and it'll be Zach Mitchell, Michael Trevarthen, and James Skelton. We'll see if Wells can come back out into the 5th spot or if it will be Ryan O'Donnell, because that's where they were on the running order. Wells hasn't even hit his pit stall yet. There he is. Very long front straightaway here, and Wells, of course, pitted down there the third box from the end. Race leaders go right on by. Here comes James Skelton. He'll go on by. Still no signs of Wells. Where's Wells? Still sitting in his pit stall right there. There goes Ryan O'Donnell. He'll take a spot. Here comes Murdoch up the hill, and he'll take a spot too. So Wells, by staying out one extra lap here tonight, will lose 2 spots on our scoring. Does have 1 lap fresher tires. We'll see if that really makes a difference here tonight. He does come out behind the 0-1 of Richard Murdoch there, so might be able to pick one off here. There you saw Tim Blum just out into the background there. Classics Hot Sauce number 10, the driver out of Florida. He's sitting currently in the 8th spot. Sousa's back there in 9th, and Sean Single, hey, look at that. Sean Single is back inside the top 10. He's running 10th right now. Ryan O'Donnell just picked up a quick one from Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen did head off track just a little bit in that number 2. A lot of tally marks starting to really pile up next to a lot of these drivers' names. Joshua Buckley once again having some problems in the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes, number 13. There you see him. He's waiting to go back out onto the raceway. Take a look here. Comes downhill, and Josh, there's a corner there. You can't park there, Josh. You just can't park there. Brandon Feeney off track once again. He was off track coming around the final corner. He goes around Rob Higgins, who is down on pit road for his first time tonight. Where's the race leader? Well, they're not very far behind Brandon Feeney. There's your race leader. And where is Feeney? Let's see, can we see him from the onboard camera here with Max Terriel? There's Feeney out ahead of him. Max really backing up that corner there, just trying to save the tires, save the brakes, don't want to get on it too hard. So Feeney, who's sitting into the 18th position right now, would be the next victim to go a lap down to the race leaders. Right now, Brandon Feeney, if you had 8 or more, you would be right. Right, O'Donnell having some problems. The Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry has gone around. Lost a spot. Now Murdoch tried to take that spot too, and that's not going to happen. What happened to Ryan O'Donnell? Let's take a look. Just lost it on his own. Michael Trevarthen bunny hopping around him. He was able to hold off Murdoch there. Murdoch tried to go to the outside, and you don't see too many stock cars being able to really make outside lane passes. Right on board here with the Appendix Cancer Awareness onboard camera with Ryan O'Donnell. Car still sounds healthy. It doesn't sound like a bunch of plumbers banging on pipes. Still 18 to go. Max Terrell should come across the line this time with 18 to go. There's Zach Mitchell. They have put now Brandon Feeney 1 lap down. Brian Bianchi just picked up a spot there over the number 3 of Tony Strano. There you see that Culpepper's Bakery and Cafe. Driver out of Massachusetts. Believe it's his second full-time season here on Monday night. Don't quote me. He might have made a couple one-off starts here and there. His teammate Rex Hoyle, though, not in attendance here tonight. Sideways for Brian Bianchi. Race leader, you have somebody pressuring you. That's the number 24 of Zach Mitchell. Mitchell has closed in here. But how much of a cat and mouse game is this? Did Max just let Zach Mitchell close in, and now is he going to start to accelerate away a little bit? Josh Buckley having an off track once again. That number 13 really struggling here tonight. He is currently leading the tally marks on drivers that have went off track. Max getting a little tight. Here's the chance for the 24 to pounce. The Zach Mitchell pull to the inside. Max going to block over to the right-hand side because it's going to be a right-hand corner here. Mitchell backs off. He does not try to force the envelope. Max swings a little wide, but then Zach Mitchell going to slide that car sideways a little bit. Coming into the final corner here, it will be the 42 leading up the hill, I would imagine. Should see them pop up over the hill here. Take a look at the last time by marker here. Faster lap for Zach Mitchell by 0.4 of a second. Here's your third place car of James Skelton. Skelton pops in there with a 2:18, so 2 seconds slower than the race leaders. Where's Michael Trevarthen? You should see him coming up over the hill. He's got Ryan O'Donnell all over the back end of him once again. Those two drivers come in. With a 1 second faster lap for Michael Trevarthen over James Skelton, and then 2 seconds for Ryan O'Donnell. He's down into the 2:16 bracket. So drivers have their, well, times all over the place here tonight. Everybody on different strategies, whether you're going for it right here or maybe you back off a little bit, save some fuel. Hey, you wouldn't guess it. We could put a whole blooper reel of this driver here tonight, Brandon Feeney off the raceway. He's going to definitely need some auto tire and safeties here tonight after this. Looks like Chris Hammett has hit pit road. Something happened to Chris Hammett here. The truck says they have that for us, so let's take a look. Chris Hammett down into turn 1. Looked good entering, but off the corner. Oh, that hard, heavy contact to the right-hand side of the Winn-Dixie entry. And there you see him, right back to pit road. He went. Battle for the race lead, though. There it is once again. Mitchell really throwing that Camaro around here tonight. $16 to go. Next time by, the halfway flags will fly here tonight. Looks like a really good run that time off turn number 14 for Max Tarrant. He actually extended that race lead just a little bit. Mitchell really attacking the rumble strips to the inside of turn number 1. You saw a big wiggle by Zach Mitchell. Remember, Max has been lifting very early into the corners. Let's see where Zach Mitchell lifts down here into turn 5. Not so bad, pretty much mirroring the 42 of Max Terriot, but that number 24 is using a lot of rear brake. Max really got off the corner there a lot better through 7. Now 8 coming into 9 into the carousel. We got to be very ginger here, very flat. Through 10. Coming down to the kink. See how much he lifts. Looks like he got through there a little bit better than Max did. Oh, wheel hop for the 24. Mitchell was able to catch it. Max saw him coming. Max was taking action too to try and avoid if he needed to. Halfway home this time by at the line for the 42 of Max Terriot. Him and Zach Mitchell are at least putting on the good show here at the front of the field. Now Mitchell, though, losing ground. He's back to a second behind. There you see him as they come up over the hill to cross the stripe. 15 in, 15 to go. While we're here at the halfway point home race fans, we got to thank all of you tonight tuning in, whether you're watching on YouTube or over there on our Facebook live feed here tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in to watch the Red Light Racing Series on Monday nights and Thursday nights. Tonight, though, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series, making their first and only road course race of the season right here. The Road America Raceway here in Wisconsin. Opened back in 1955. What were you doing in 1955 as your race leaders scream around Philly Edwards? There you see the Genesee Brewing Company, number 73. One driver is down on pit road, though. If you are the Richard Murdoch fan club, there they are. There's that 01. He's down on pit road. He was running inside the top 10. He will drop outside the top 10 here under this pit stop, though. Ryan O'Donnell has caught back up to the number 2. That's the BK Paints entry. Trevarthen has been having a heck of a season on Thursday nights in the modifieds. Not having a bad season overall here. He's tied for 5th in the championship here on Monday night with James Skelton. They both have, it looks like, 187 points coming into the night, both well within the cut line. Neither driver has a win. Ryan O'Donnell right now, though, he is on the outside looking in by 2 points currently outside the top drivers that will get into the playoffs. So Ryan O'Donnell needs to score as many points as he can here tonight. He's having himself a good showing. He is running currently into the 5th spot, while Jason Wells has started to fade here on this long run. He's back to running 16th. He's back to running 6th, not 16th. There's a big difference between 6th and 16th. Philly Edwards is that driver that's running 16th, in case you wanted to know. He is currently 1 lap down. Max Terriot will stay out here. Zach Mitchell has had a problem. He has fallen back now, 9.9 seconds. He went off the speedway, and this is how it happened. The same corner he had problems in last time, and got it sideways down there. That was through Canada Corner. One of the trickiest parts of the speedway, carrying a lot of speed. Right on board. Just back to the throttle, spun the tires, and it was game over for Zach Mitchell. Thought he had a lot of ground he had to make up. Now, how about almost 10 seconds? That's a lot of time you got to make up now. Drivers are hitting pit road. Remember, Richard Murdoch hit pit road. Now Michael Trevarthen. Here comes Tim Blum. They're going to hit pit road. Joshua Buckley's been down on pit road. Looks like for the last 8 minutes, they're got to replace the whole front end of that Granny Hips, Walkers, and Canes entry. So as they do that, the field continues to march along. Everybody really starting to really get stretched out now. There's the number 4 of Souza. Closest car to anybody, as there you see the 62 of Ethan Troutman. Troutman in that body armor entry. I did see that he did send out that body armor. So Troutman did hold his word. He did send the body armor out. It is sitting in the display case for Dustin Gainey. Of course, Doug Ungari out there tuning in, talking about the battle that was for the race lead. And yeah, Zach Mitchell, unfortunately, well, stepping on it, as Doug would say. Doug, a longtime fan of red light racing, competed in the SK Modified Series. One driver peeling off there to come to pit road. That is going to be James Skelton. Skelton will come to the top of the hill, hit the brakes, and now he'll climb up over top here to find his pit stall. It's all the way up here. It's the 4th from the end. There he comes cresting the hill. They normally say stay to the right of pit road. Well, the right of pit road's almost in the pit stall of all the drivers here. There goes Wells. He'll go screaming by. So Wells will pick up a position here. Wondering if Skelton thinks he can make it the rest of the way. That's why he came to pit road here. Maybe play a little strategy. Maybe the other drivers might make a two more stops maybe. Or maybe he's going to go for tires and come in, split this one in half. Tires mean a lot here to these drivers. You won't see any 2-tire stops, that's for sure. Maybe fuel-only stops. But we will not see just 2 tires. Not when you have to go right and left. Ryan O'Donnell has taken the Turbo Dork Radical Paints Full Throttle Racing entry into 3rd now. Remember, he has had an off-track excursion just once. Oh, no! I didn't say it. I didn't say it. It wasn't me. I swear. Did you guys see the bird that just flew by? Look, there it went. There it went. Nothing happened. Ryan O'Donnell back onto the raceway. So Ryan O'Donnell, unfortunately, going around. He now will be scored into position number 4. It doesn't look like too much damage is done to the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. Maybe it just knocked the bumper of that Mustang off just a little bit. Skelton trying to get around Troutman here. That is a battle for position because remember, Skelton did come to pit road. Max Terriot now starting to bring his number 42 to pit road, so he'll make the climb up the hill. Zach Mitchell will follow him. Where, oh, where would the next car be? There is Jason Wells. He'll come into the final corner. Does he come to pit road? He was on that strategy where he stayed out to lead a lap. Remember last time, he's the only other driver to lead a lap here tonight. Won't quite get this one at the line. The 42 and the 24 are both right there pulling into their pit stalls. Chris Hammett officially calling it a 100% night here tonight. So Wells is the race leader. A great stop there by the 42 team. Max Terriot out in a blistering pace. Pit road time, 55.57. That's from cone to cone with a 14.48 pit stop. One of the fastest we have seen all night long here. That's going to help him. Remember, he had about a 10-second race lead. We'll see what he'll have, though, when we do cycle back out here. Max, one of those drivers that really dominates on the road course, is trying to get around the Genesee Brewing entry. Philly Edwards, he will make that. See drivers coming and going from pit road. There's that Souza media entry. Not a road course racer for Souza here, but really likes to give it a go. He's one of those drivers that, I mean, he just wants to come out and race. He's just one of those racers. Wonder if he'll come dirt racing with me. Got the wheels turning. Locks it up down there into the corner, but he'll make the climb underneath the Corvette bridge. Wells. Where is Wells? Find your card number of your favorite driver on the mini-map if you can. Our producer says he made it big enough. I don't believe him. Looks like Wells will stay out another lap here. Max Terran has already chopped off 3.5 seconds just in one lap since he came out of pit road. I believe. Listen to it, the wind. Wells is trying to stretch it here. Maybe everybody else has to pit one more time. Wells is the only driver that's on the lead lap that has not come to pit road for a second time. And Max is coming. That's Max Terriot back there. He's running second. Way early lift that time. Down into turn 5 he comes. Where's Max? Max really is becoming more noticeable on the camera feed. When they come back around here, it'll be the double high fives with just 10 laps to go. Should expect to see Wells coming to pit road. We know we can go 10 laps. On fuel. So Max will cycle back through, and I think that it's going to be about an 11-second gap over the next driver back there of Zach Mitchell. Then it'll be Skelton, Trevarthen, Murdoch, your top 5. See, Max is really closed in back here. Going through Kettle Bottoms into Canada Corner. Max is coming with a vengeance. He's going to get there before the end of this lap, that's for sure. Question is, does Wells hold him up here and then come to pit road? I think Max knows that he has a huge lead. There's no reason to really push the envelope here to get around Wells. You do see Wells is going to peel off to pit road, so Jason Wells now to pit road as the final. So Max will cycle back through. It'll be Max Terriot, Jason Wells, Zach Mitchell, James Skelton. Where Wells will plummet down through the pylon. You see him listed as a driver down on pit road currently. There's a good battle. Tim Blum and Ryan O'Donnell back here for 7th and 8th. Two of those hot sauce drivers. Of course, Ryan going through some health issues that he's not able to eat the heat kind of food, as Tim Blum looks like he is going to pull over, and that will allow Ryan O'Donnell to climb the hill ahead of him. Ryan, of course, I don't want to say competing, but accepting the challenge of Joshua Buckley last year. They ate that really hot, spicy tortilla chip thing, that one chip challenge, I think it was called. His face was red by the end. So was Josh Buckley. Talking about Buckley, still not back out on the track. He's been sitting almost 20 minutes down on pit road in car number 13. Brandon Feeney and Rob Higgins have now both come to pit road. When I tell you everybody is stretched out, strung out all around the raceway, I tell you that they are all right now. Closest battle is for second, and there you see Skelton and Mitchell on the screen. That's the closest battle, 1 second. Everybody else is, well, stretch out a lot farther than that. Skelton trying to push it a little hard that time. Canada corner gathering a lot of these drivers, getting them off guard a little bit. What do you say we take the ride around the speedway here, courtesy of James Skelton? That's a lap around from the driver camera of the 86 of James Skelton. You saw Zach Mitchell having some handling problems on the 24. He'll now pit with 8 laps to go. So Zach Mitchell coming to pit road as one of the first drivers of the leaders to make their final pit stop of the evening. Rob Higgins had some problems, Brandon Feeney, and so did the 2 of Michael Trevarthen. But everybody was able to gather it up and keep on ticking. Race leader has stretched it now to a 13-second lead. Max Terrell outplaying with his own ball, his own bat, and his own glove on his own field. Nobody in the same area code, zip code, country as that 42. Brian Bianchi, another one of those drivers that are coming here on this lap. So he'll make his final pit stop of the night. He's another one of those drivers on Thursday night that's been having a heck of a season in the modifieds. Picked up his first win in his red light career. Tonight, top 15 currently running, and a lot of the drivers ahead of him still have to come to pit road for the final time. Question being, when will Max Terriot come to pit road? think he's on the strategy of just run the tires off of it and let the chips fall where they are. He's one of those drivers that does like to give it 100% every lap. He does not like to save. He just likes to go, well, baseballs to the wall and just go for it. Three-car battle back here. We haven't seen one of these in a while. Called a four-car because Ryan O'Donnell is right there, actually. Four-car battle here. Oh, boy. Hold on to it, Shanika. Shanika trying to give those Care Bears out as he tries to get around the number 10 of Tim Blum. Pop down to the inside here. Sean Single will have the advantage if he takes it. He does not drive it in far. See if he can get in the mirror, though, of that number 10. Get him to make a little bit of a mistake. It does seem like Sean Single has been very quick here tonight. Just has made a couple mistakes, which has really hampered his performance. Second and third place car coming to pit road, though. Skelton and Michael Trevarthen. There you see Skelton is down on pit road. And while you talk about this four-car battle, they've been racing together. Why not just, why not pit together? Ryan O'Donnell, Richard Murdoch, Tim Blum, and Sean Single all come to pit road together. Max Terrell still staying out. 43-second deficit back to Wells, and I'm really wondering if Wells has enough fuel in the bank. Early downshift that time, down into turn 5. Zach Mitchell's back there, and remember, Mitchell actually has pitted one more time than Wells. So he's on a little bit of a different strategy for the time being. Everybody, I mean, you talk about it right now. There's 4 or 5 guys on this strategy, 2 on that strategy, 1 driver on this strategy, and you can go on and on and on here tonight for these drivers and strategies. You could run this race backwards. Some people have. Some people just run it till the wheels fall off. Some people run it till it's out of fuel, and then they come to pit road. Some people do all of the above. Some people just stuffed it into the tire barrier. Joshua Buckley. And then you go to pit road. Max doesn't want to come to pit road. He crosses the stripe to get 6 laps to go. 6 more times for Max Terrill. Kevin O'Brien, Dave Bragg all on pit road here under this lap. Still wondering the strategy here for the 64. I'm just doing the calculations, and I think he's a lap short. I think by my math, which isn't good, ever, to listen to, and yeah, it looks like he's going to give it up. No. I thought they were coming to pit road there. I guess they faked me out. I'm still going with that 64 is just about a lap short. He stays out. Mitchell closes the gap on him. About 4 or 5 car lengths between those two. And we'll call it 43 seconds just to round it up there between first and second. So the battle is not for the race lead right now. Things could change here. We've seen it. Remember, Zach Mitchell was going for the race lead not too long ago. He looped it around. Very harmless, slow little drift. Spun the 24 around. Down there off Canada Corner, which has collected a ton of these drivers. There you see Wells just can't keep that car pointed down on the bottom. He'll give it up to Zach Mitchell. Mitchell will get around him down there. That's through turns 6 and 7 as they come down here into 8 and then 9 in the carousel back to 10 to the kink in turn 11. There's Mr. Body Armor. Troutman running a solid night here tonight, up 7 spots, but not the biggest mover and shaker. There he is. He's been shaking it at the dance with 5 laps to go. Tony Strano up 10 spots, the only driver into double digits gained. There is one driver in double digits, but it's going the opposite direction. That's the number 6 of Chris Hammond. He's down 13 spots, and he is actually out of here tonight. They have loaded that car onto the trailer. They're already gone. But Tony, don't look behind you. 24 of Zach Mitchell's coming. Everybody else, Zach Mitchell getting the high five from the flag man. Max has already been passed 42 seconds ago, but he's still giving out high fives at the flag stand. Everybody has 5 more times around. Murdoch dirt tracking. Murdoch, it's not Bristol yet. You don't have to kick up the dust. Kick up the dirt out there. Sideways again down there in the corner for Murdoch. As he comes through 12, now 13 into the final. Turn number 14 tonight. He'll head back up the hill to get 5 laps to go for himself. Max Terry still pushing it as he's coming through the kettle bottoms. Feeney still out there. Feeney currently being scored in 17th. This gaggle of cars still kind of near each other. That's Murdoch, Ryan O'Donnell, and Sean Single. They've dropped Tim Blum from the group as Blum had some issues. He did just get back around the number 62, though, of Ethan Troutman. Max came across. That just means 4. Yep, 4 more. Brian Bianchi off the speedway. Take a look back here at the Culpeper's entry. Oh, just misjudged it. That down the hill into turn number 8 is always a tricky one. Sean Single just turned his fastest lap of the race, and actually it was the fastest lap of the race at a 2-minute, 14.81 second lap. That's a whole 1/10 of a second faster than the previous fastest lap of the night, which was turned by Zach Mitchell. Hey, Rob. Aren't you supposed to be out there turning some laps? Shanika real close to the back end there of Ryan O'Donnell. Oh, hey, Joe. Everybody out there still watching to see how this one's going to play out. It is all, though, the 42 of Max Terriel out front. 41 second gap over Zach Mitchell and then Jason Wells. Wells is still there. That's the 31 of Dave Bragg into the picture. Bragg back there running in 13th position, I believe 1 lap down to the race leader. These 2 drivers coming through the carousel right now. Still anybody's ball game to wind up on the podium. Max Terriot coming to pit road. He's coming to pit road with a 41 seconds of a lead here. So he'll come for the final time tonight. Brandon Feeney get 1 lap back the old-fashioned way by passing the race leader. So put him back to just 1 lap down, back into the 16th spot. Very slowly down pit road, 45 miles an hour for the black number 42 of Max Terriot. There these two are. Coming up the hill now. Should see our scoring pylon flip the race leaders. It's actually Max. I'm lying. I didn't realize Max actually dropped the jack and his crew got going. Another blistering time. Max just putting gas and go on the 42. So just enough fuel to make it the rest of the way. Remember, Wells, I'm still saying Wells is going to be one lap short here tonight. He's running in third currently. Zach Mitchell says, let me put my Superman cape on here. I might be able to go catch Max Terriel. So Max is on his out lap right now. We'll see once he gets to the start-finish line where it all kind of settles for that 42. There you see him. Looks like 6.6 seconds, so loss of about 30 seconds, give or take. Shanika Single has been off the speedway once again, and oh boys, Ryan Donnie really holding on to the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry also. Of course, Ryan getting to tour the facilities down there at the Turbo Dork Radical Paints headquarters a couple weeks back. Locks up the tire down there. Into turn number 5. Sean Single also having some problems behind him. He's off the speedway once again, handing out Care Bears to all the fans around here. Always caring about them, making sure they have some Care Bears or some crazy, goofy things that, well, he thinks is cool. Like a Care Bear. Max Terriel says, you know what I like? When you wind the old popsicle sticks up, it'll be 2 to go for Max Terriel here tonight. Oh, no. Bob Higgins having some problems in that Checkered Flag Auto Supply. He's hanging out at the beach. Bob, you can't park there. Let's take a look. Hard onto the brakes coming down here into 5, and yep. So easy to do that. And then he went to get back on it, looped it around, and tried to get out of the way, so he put her back into the kitty litter. That's so easy to do here. Seen that numerous times. Max just making it through that area of the speedway unharmed. Still has a 6-second gap. You can actually now start to see that number 24 back there of Zach Mitchell, but he is pushing hard while Max Terriel is not. Terriel just trying to finish this one off here tonight. Call it 1.5 laps left. 6 miles of racing for the 42. He'll come through Canada Corner unscathed. Now he's got 13 and 14 before he sees the white flag tonight. Rob Higgins, who went from tuning in to in the grass. There's that Checkered Flag Auto Supply entry. Modified looking. He's a modified fan. Asphalt modifieds. But coming to get the Culpeppers 1 to go. This time by at the stripe, it'll be the final trip around the speedway. 1 lap to go, presented by Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe. All Max has to do is come back around here 4 miles till he can see the checkered flag. Nice and easy. Still has a 6-second gap over Zach Mitchell. There's Zach Mitchell. I say Max is just up the road there. Well, starting to fade here. Hear him way lift coming down into 5 and downshifting. Brandon Feeney going off track once again. Feeney back there in 16th spot. Through the carousel for the final time. He'll come through Canada corner, turn 12. I lie, that was the kink. Now through Kettle Bottoms, 11A. Down into Canada corner for the final time. Looks solid. Through 13 right here into 14, and then he'll climb the hill. Looking for his 3rd win of the season. Up the hill, back to the throttle. A little bit of a kick out. He won back at Chicagoland. He won the Happy Yeatster 90 at New Hampshire, and he'll win the first ever trip right here to the Road America Raceway. Max Terriot holds on to win here. Next driver coming up across the line. There goes Zach Mitchell, Jason Wells. They will all come across. About 9 seconds till we find the next car. Here he comes. That is James Skelton. He'll finish back into 4th. Michael Trevarthen will be the next car that we are looking for to crest the hill. He'll chase the 30. Want to brag up the hill anyway. So these drivers here tonight all had to chase. Car 42, though. Picking up his 3rd win of the season. Everything unofficial on the left-hand side of your screen here tonight, race fans. As timing and scoring on the road course is always a little goofy. So as we take our parade lap around the speedway, we'll be back here with your post-race show after this.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12-Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, race fans, here to the racetrack after 30 laps of competition here tonight at the Road America Raceway with these Xfinity cars for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series, presented by Red Light Racing. Headed down trackside here, though, to get your post-race interview in with your top podium contenders here tonight. Let's hear it from the driver of the number 42. How sweet it is to be in victory lane here tonight, Max, as you were able to lead the most laps and dominate here tonight.
Yeah, finally a win on a road course. It's been a long time coming, a couple of rovals, but it's definitely not the same. And these cars are a handful, and I had a fun time. A good battle first half with Zach, and then I wasn't sure on the fuel at the end, so I pushed really hard on the last stint to try to have a gap at the end, and it all worked out.
You talk about the track and being hard, though. How hard is it to run these road courses? We always know you run towards the front, but how much time do you really have to put in to be this good at road course racing?
Yeah, this is a track that we've been here once before, and from time to time I just test randomly any road course tracks just to keep the ability to turn right, and we only do it once per season. So I still knew the track pretty well coming in. I put more practice than Daytona or Talladega race, of course. But they are tough to drive. This is a fast track, so the braking zones have to be precise. And yeah, these cars they slide around.
Definitely saw a lot of drivers have problems down there in Canada Corner here tonight. And what was your mindset to turn number 12, as it's one of the fastest on the speedway?
Yeah, that's where I messed up in the practice race last night. Better mess it up in the practice than in the race, and I just backed the entry and made sure that I hugged the inside line, the right side, so I wouldn't miss the apex, because it's a long braking zone. I couldn't find a consistent braking point, so I went by feel. So that's what worked for me.
Well, it worked for you here tonight. It worked so good that you pick up your third win of the season, already locked into the championship chase. That will start in a couple of weeks. The next 3 rounds: Kentucky, Milwaukee. How about Bristol? We know you can race everywhere else good. How about dirt?
That'll be a first, so anything can happen. I'll have to put some time to test to see if at least I'm in the ballpark, but it's a good thing that I have some wins in the bank before the playoffs come.
Well, you were in a ballpark of your own here tonight. The red carpet rolls out, Max, on your third win, and the microphone is yours, and there's definitely people back home.
Yep, as usual, my girlfriend, my friend Max, and my dad. Congrats to Zach and Jason for top 3. Josh, James, and Richard for the Scrambler series, and Turn 3 Network for the broadcasts. And we'll see you guys next week.
There you hear it. After he picks up his third win of the season, Max Terrio will dance his way into next week. Well, not much more you can say other than he dominated tonight. He goes to victory lane. How about the driver, though, that maybe gave him the biggest fit and that's the number 24 of Zach Mitchell. Mitchell, one mistake here tonight pretty much did it in for you.
Yep, I kind of came out of nowhere. I hadn't spun there all throughout my testing or anything, and maybe I just worked the rear tires a little bit too much, trying to keep up with them a couple times in that second run, but I don't know, it just kind of came out as a shock to me, and at the end it probably cost me because I felt like I was pumping in pretty good laps, and if I didn't spin, I probably could have came out in front of them in that last after the last pit stops.
How hard is it on this 14-turn track, rights, lefts, ups, and downs, to really keep the tires underneath these machines?
It's a big challenge. I'm pretty good. I was pretty good at saving the front tires with putting the brake bias back. But the big thing I did was I never shifted. Maybe I was in third gear a couple more times around some of the corners, like the carousel. I was in third gear there just to minimize the wheel spin, just to save the tires that little bit much more. But otherwise, it's just you got to have a lot of feel with it. And I think I did everything pretty good with that tonight, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Did you know at the end of this race you were battling around the number 64 of Jason Wells? Did you know the two different strategies that your team versus his team was on here tonight?
Yeah. When me and Max pitted the first time on lap 9 and he went around again, I knew he was going for the 2-stop, which I always try to do that on the road courses, but it never pays off, so I didn't even try that at all. If I got out maybe to a bigger lead, if Max would have crashed like last night, but yeah, I knew it there, and once he let me go because he was probably still trying to save some gas, but I just had to run away from him because he started coming back at the end there.
Well, a good night all in all. When you look at it on the scorecard, it's going to read that you ran second all night after qualifying on the top spot. That's, a pretty good night when you come to your one-off road course race of the season. But who made this all possible that helped you become so good here tonight?
I can't thank the guys at Red Light Racing enough. They put on a great series. I'm glad I was able to find this league, and once I finally got back into iRacing, I know a couple, the Strano brothers. I grew up with Tony, so he got me hooked up with this league, and they put on a great league for me to run. And it's actually a night that I'm free and I don't do anything else like bowling or anything, so it's awesome that they can do that. And can't thank you enough for putting a broadcast on for us. Gives me something to watch, and it's all not for nothing then.
Well, there you hear it, the driver from Minnesota. He's going to go drink a couple of those here tonight. Zach Mitchell will finish P number 2 after battling for the race win. It will be a second-place finish for him. The man who will come home third, though, the driver of car number 64. And how about it, Wells? A different strategy than the rest of the field out there tonight, and it'll pay off because you're finished on the podium.
Yeah, I thought I'd mix it up, trying to make it a little interesting tonight. I actually think as good as Max and Zach were running tonight, I might have finished a little bit closer to them doing this than if I just ran with them with the race pace they were throwing out.
Yeah, we talk about that strategy. Is that something you guys had known? Did you work on that on your own back in the simulator? Or was that something that you kind of showed up here today, unloaded, and said, oh, let's try something different?
I hate fuel saving. But I thought James Skelton and Michael Trevarthen, they were running behind me, and I thought they were trying to do it on 2 stops. So I don't know. I was trying to save an extra lap because it's such an advantage on tires and speed-wise throughout the run. And then come last minute, I had about 0.9 of a lap I can make if I made one more lap when the leaders pitted. So I went ahead and tried it. And if I tried saving fuel a little bit earlier in that run, maybe I could have got a better run towards the end. But Max and Zach, they ran a really good race tonight, and congratulations to Max.
Well, a good run for yourself. But hey, the question that everybody has in the back of their mind: Kentucky or Bristol? Or Bristol?
This is the one I had circled on the calendar, so I don't know. I think I might be able to point my way into the playoffs, so I'm going to just try to take it easy until then and start testing for the first round.
Well, hey, it's as easy as that here tonight. But hey, before we let you go and start testing for that, who do you got to thank?
Got to thank you, Roger, for putting on a great broadcast. You were talking about how all the great lap passes we were putting on a show tonight, so thank you for the broadcast and everyone that runs the league, and everybody that runs up front, I was really worried about it turn 1, lap 1, but we all ran clean, gave each other enough room, and I look forward to racing everybody next week.
There you hear it from the 64 of Wells. Plays the two-stop strategy. The only driver, well, unless you count Chris Hammett, who, well, didn't quite finish this one. He had a two-stop strategy too, but it didn't quite work out. So Jason Wells, the only driver that pitted twice here tonight, will finish P number 3. You heard from Max Tarrant, you heard from Zach Mitchell, and you heard from Jason Wells. Those are your top 3 finishers here tonight. James Skelton did finish back into the 4th with Michael Trevarthen in 5th. Unofficially 6th was Richard Murdoch. Ryan O'Donnell was 7th. Sean Single was back there in 8th. Ethan Troutman was 9th. And Jeffrey Souza rounds out the top 10. Unofficially here tonight at Road America. So with Road America and the 14 turns it threw at these drivers are in the books and over with, that leaves us now to just 3 races left in the regular season. Kentucky, Milwaukee, and Bristol Dirt to finish out the regular season. 3 more races, 3 chances for these drivers. Technically 4 because, well, the Bristol Dirt race is 50 and 50. That's coming up. That's going to be a good one on June the 13th. That's one you do not want to miss for sure. But until we see you next time at Kentucky Speedway here on Monday night, we got to thank all the race fans that tune in. We got to thank the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, Red Light Racing, and everybody behind the scenes that makes this all possible. My name's Roger Muth with the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast here from Road America. Until we see you next time, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.